And one of the most dangerous questions in e-commerce is this: how much should I spend on ads to grow my business? Because most people are looking for a number, and there isn't quite one. I've seen brands lose money spending $50 a day, and I've seen brands print money spending $10,000 a day. So if you're expecting me to say spend this much and you'll be profitable, that's not gonna happen. But if you want to understand how to decide how much you should spend based on your product, your margins, and your operations, this video will save you a lot of money in 2026 and will allow you to use your budget in the most efficient way to maximize profits. Because instead of giving you a number, I'm going to give you the system that decides how much you need to spend to maintain and grow your business in the most healthy and profitable way. Here's what you need to understand first. First is copying someone else's budget makes no sense. Their numbers aren't your numbers. Their operations aren't your operations. So you need to perform this study to know what's right for your business. And let's start by explaining the chain that your ad spend goes through and what it actually means. Every dollar you spend on ads goes through the same chain. It starts with impressions, then clicks, then conversions, and then profits or loss. And if one part of this chain breaks, you can't scale. Let me walk you through it in simple terms. At the very top, you have CPM, or the cost per 1,000 impressions. It's what the platform charges you just to show your ad. You don't control CPM directly. The platform, competition, and probably the season decides it. If you want to take it as it's purely demand supply. So if you also want to take it, it's like buying gold or silver. It's demand and supply. If 1,000 people want to buy gold and there's just 100 bars, the price is gonna go up. While if only 20 people wanna buy gold and there's 100 bars, the price goes down. In 2026, CPMs are higher than what they used to be because clearly a lot of people are entering the market and they're not going down anytime soon. So instead of worrying about your CPMs, you should focus on extracting more value from every impression. Next comes the CTR, which is the click-through rate. CTR answers one question: did your creative stop the scroll, make people watch, then press on it and visit your website? This metric is almost entirely creative driven, meaning with the same CPM across your ad account, you could be running two different ads. One gets 0.8% CTR, the other gets a 2%. So with the second creative, you're getting more than double the visitors from the first ad. Yet you're paying the same, making your budget more efficient. You'll realize throughout the video that in 2026, creatives are not optional. Creatives are the strategy. Now, when CPM and CTR combine, you get CPC, the cost per click. Let me give you an example. If your CPM is $12 and your CTR is 1%, you're paying about $1.20 per click. If you increase your CTR to 2%, that same CPM gives you 60 cents per click. Same audience, same budget, but a better creative. You didn't use some magical strategy. You just ran better creatives. Now, traffic started to hit your website. This is where conversion rate takes over. The conversion rate answers this: out of the 100 people who landed here, how many are willing to buy? This depends on how clear your product is, how strong your offer is, how much trust and social proof you have, and how confident people feel buying from you. If your conversion rate is weak, no amount of ad spend will save you, because if you spend more, you're just getting more people in, but they're still not buying, meaning you're burning money faster. Here's a simple example. At $1 per click, a 2% conversion rate means you need 50 clicks to get one sale. That's a $50 CPA, or cost per acquisition. If your conversion rate improves to 4%, you now need 25 clicks for a sale. That's a $25 CPA. Same traffic, same ads, double the profitability. CPA, or your cost per acquisition, is the number that decides everything. And it's not just another random number. It's the result of every step before it. So a quick recap. We covered CPMs, which is the cost per 1,000 impressions. You don't control this, but you can make the most out of it. 2, we covered CTRs, which is the click-through rate. Percentage of people clicking on your ad out of those watching. You increase this by having very good creative. 3, CPC, which is the cost per click, the result of CPM and CTR combined. The better your creatives, the lower your cost. And finally, your conversion rate. Out of those people coming in, how many people are buying? The higher, the better, the more profitable. Now let's talk margins. Say you sell a product for $60. Your real costs look like this: $18 for the product, $4 for shipping and fulfillment. That's $22 in total costs already, which leaves you $38 in gross profit. Now look at your CPA. If your CPA is is $40, you're losing money. If it's $35, you're barely surviving. If it's $20, you can start scaling. Your ad budget is capped by this math. Not motivation and not confidence, just data and math. Now here's the big shift most brands miss. In 2026, creatives decide how much you're allowed to spend because creatives directly affect click-through rate, cost per click, and conversion rates, which means creatives would somehow decide your CPA. If you don't have a system to constantly test new creatives, your CPAs will rise over time. That is guaranteed. Winning brands don't find one winning ad and stop. They build a creative system. They test new hooks, new angles, different UGC styles, different opening seconds every single week. No ego, no attachment, just data. Now, even if your ads and creatives are profitable, you still might not be able to scale. And this is where a lot of brands break because ads don't exist in isolation, meaning they don't work alone. They need to match your operations. First, inventory. If you're doing 10 orders a day and you have 300 units, you're fine. If you scale your ad spend to hit 50 orders a day with the same exact stock, it means you're out of inventory in just 6 days. Now, you have to pause your ads. Momentum dies, algorithm resets. So here, it wasn't the ads that failed, but your planning. The second silent killer is delivery. If you're selling cash on delivery and your delivery success rate is like 60%, your real CPA is higher than you think. A $20 CPA divided by a 60% delivery rate becomes $33. Most brands never calculate this. That's why they think they're doing okay until they realize they're out of money and miscalculated. Now they're bankrupt. Then there's cash flow. Ads are paid today, revenue comes later. If you don't have the cash to survive that gap, you'll stop ads too early, even if they're profitable, because you don't have cash in your hands to pay the platform to run your ads. That's why ad spend is never just a marketing decision, it's a business decision. So now I can finally answer the question. How much should an e-commerce brand really spend on ads in 2026? As much as your weakest constraint allows and not $1 more. And let me give you the exact steps you need to take right now to figure out your ad spend. First, calculate your maximum allowable CPA. This is the CPA where your business still makes sense. In our example, you had $38 in gross profit. If you're okay breaking even on the first purchase to grow, your max CPA is $38. That's your ceiling. Next, translate CPA into daily spend. If your CPA is $22, every $22 brings in one order. If you have 300 units in stock and $6,600 available for ads, you can safely spend about $220 a day for 30 days. Not because Meta said so, because your system allows it. Then ask yourself one question. What is currently limiting my spend? Is it high CPA? That's creative or conversion rate. Is it low inventory? That's planning. Is it delivery issues? That's operations. Is it cash flow? That's scaling too fast. Fix the bottleneck first, then increase the spend. Here's the rule you follow. You increase ad spend only when CPA stays below your max for 7 to 10 days. Inventory covers the next 2 to 4 weeks, delivery stays stable, and cash flow doesn't choke. If one breaks, you pause, fix it, and then scale again. You should now know how much you should spend, when to increase budget, when not to, when you're overspending, and when you're underspending. You should know everything. So, if this helped you think about ads like a business owner and understand why and how you decide your ad spend, like the video and make sure to subscribe because I'll be dropping weekly videos like this, breaking down real numbers, real systems, and real knowledge you can apply instantly to grow your online business. So 2026 isn't another year of guessing, but the year your brand actually scales. This is it for today. I'll see you again very soon.